Okay, great. So week 3 and 4, I checked the submission link for the task and I saw that only a few persons have started submitting. Only a few persons. So it's like the same stuff, right? So we need to find out what the issue is. We need to know if we're going too fast, if we need to have more calls, stuff like that, right? So let's find out. So we're entering week 3 and 4. The fact that nobody asks any question in the channel makes it seem as if everybody is understanding. But I am also feeling like we have a lot of persons who still need more help because of the number of persons who have submitted a task. So let's get people to, communicate, talk out. It's like a whole new field, right? And you're learning like straight in. So it's like myself now. I studied biochemistry. I'm a developer, and I want to go and learn medicine, right? I bet you for the first 2-3 weeks I'll be confused. Maybe for the first couple of months I'll be confused, right? So being confused. Remember our first class, I said, do not let that throw you off. Do not let it throw you off. Ask questions, interact with people, and then you should be able to figure out all that you need to figure out. So for week 3 and 4, the curriculum is arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, assignment operator. Then decision making, conditionals, and loops, right? So one thing with programming is, remember our first class, programming is like it's like language, right? Or programming has languages in them, right? So languages like the one we're learning is C#, right? Front-end guys will be learning JavaScript, and then there are other languages outside there, right? So just like normal speaking language, like English language, there are rules and regulations around it. And then if you understand those rules and regulations, you should be able to pick up another language almost easily, right? So someone who is learning English, right, or someone who knows English and is deciding to learn Yoruba should understand Yoruba basically a lot faster than a baby, right? And the reason for that is because at least you know that come in English means for someone to make a movement towards you. So the question you're going to be asking now, that in Yoruba, how can I tell someone to come close to me? And then they give you the word, and then you know what it is, right? So the same thing applies in programming, right? So in programming, you can now say that in C#, I can create conditionals using this syntax. Okay, then you understand that. Then you want to switch to like JavaScript. The question you should be asking is, okay, how can I create conditionals in JavaScript? At least you know what conditionals are. How can I create conditionals in JavaScript? So that is the reason why we're teaching you these basic concepts first. Then we'll now teach you the concepts in C#. We'll teach you the concepts in C# before we'll now teach you the concepts in, we'll teach you the concept, tell you what it means, before we'll now teach you the concept in C#, like how to write it in C#. So that's just what it is, right? So let's just jump right in. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my full screen. And then we're going to create a new project. So so someone was asking me a question during the week, right? The person said that they've already set up their program. They've already set up their program and they wanted to know how to create the project or where to create the project, right? So my answer to that is, if you're having the same question, my answer to that is you can create your project anywhere on your laptop, anywhere. So for mine, you can see that I created a folder called Weller L School in the desktop folder of my laptop. I can decide to do it in the documents folder. I can decide to do it in the downloads folder. And I can also decide to do it in any of these other folders, right? But because the desktop folder is the most accessible, right? That's why I created a folder called Weller L School. And in here, I can now create any project I want. Remember, I don't need this. I don't need this. I think this is Hello World, and this is the one for our GitHub tutorial. These are with 2 class, right? And I also don't need this, right? I don't need it, it's already on YouTube. Okay. So these are the 2 projects that we've done. This is for week 1 and this is for week 2. So every time I want to create a project, I can now come here to create a project. Like for week 3, all I need to do is I would, to make it easy, I would just click on this bar here. It highlights everything. And I type in CMD. What that would do, CMD enter, what that would do is to open the command prompt and then go to that directory in the command prompt. As you can see, my C drive, users, HP, desktop, Weller L School, right? But if I decide to not use this method, I decide to go into command prompt on my own, right? It will not open up that directory already, right? So let's do it this way. So if you can see, this place goes directly into Weller L School, but yeah, it stopped at HP. So if I want to move into Weller L School from here, I'm just recapping. I'll just do DI arrow to check the directory inside, and I would look through the directory, and I'll see the folder I'm looking for, which is desktop, right? Now in here, I can now do CD DEXKTOP desktop. Then I can do another DI arrow for directory. Now I'm looking for Weller L School, yeah, which is this here, Weller L School. So I'm going to do CD WELLA HEALTH space SCHOOL. And then I'm inside Weller L School, which is the same thing as I'll type in CLS to close, right? To clean up the place, which is the same thing as this one. So I'm the same thing. But the shortcut for getting here fast is I just put my cursor here and type CMT dot, and then it opens it up. So now what I want to do is I want to create a new project for week 3, .NET new console -o, and I'll type in week 3, which is the name I want to give it. Then remember, because I have other SDKs installed, I'm going to do -f, which is force net 5.0. So it has created week 3 here, right? So the reason why I did this -force is because I have oh yeah, sorry. I have 3 different SDKs. Oh my God, sorry about that. I made a mistake again. There are 3 different SDKs, which is .NET 3, .NET 5, and .NET 6, right? So that's why I did that first. So now what I want to do is I will do CD week 3 to go into week 3 folder. Then to confirm that I'm in week 3 folder, I'll do DI arrow, close, then just code dots to open this project in our VS Code. All right, so now we have the project in our VS Code. I'm just going to run it to test it, but what it's going to just do is create, just going to write console, hello world in our console. So let's see, let's see what happened there. Let's run. Just going to write hello world in our console. let's give it a moment because it's the first time, so it's building and then, right? So it's working perfectly. Now, what do we want to pick up from? So I'm just going to, let me see, let me excuse this. I want to pick this up, so I'll take it to the app so that we know what we're going to be building. Then the second page, we might not touch everything this week because I want everybody to understand clearly what's happening. So this is what we'll be touching for week 3 and 4. Now, arithmetic operators. So arithmetic means maths, right? So there are a couple of things that might confuse you in programming, but don't let it confuse you. When you see this sign, we've seen this sign before, right? And someone called it concatenation, right? But in programming, it could be concatenation, it could also be an arithmetic operation, right? But before I even talk about arithmetic operators, let me talk about assignment operators, right? So we've already done assignment operators when we created a variable. So string my name equals Gabriel Emmanuel, and definitely I have to close it with a semicolon, right? Good. So this equals to sign here is an assignment operator. So what that means is I am storing the value on the right inside the name on the left, right? So what it means is, let me zoom in, sorry. Let's zoom in again. Okay, this is fine. So what it means is I'm storing this Gabriel Emmanuel inside my name, right? So that is what assignment operator is. As you can see, the variable my name is assigned, but its value is never used. So this assign, yeah, it's like I'm assigning Gabriel Emmanuel to my name. So the assignment operator in this line is this equal to sign. So when you have a single equal to sign, that equal to sign is an assignment operator, right? So it's assigning the value on the right to the name on the left. So we can do the same thing here. Int my age equals 29, right? So assignment operators work for all data types. Remember what data types are? Data types are strings, integers, booleans. If you did a tax, you see more data types, right? So another assignment, bool older than 18 is equal to true, right? So in this case, I'm saying that, Booleans are true or false. I'm not sure we talked about that, but if you did your research, you know that Boolean is another data type, right? And the only thing that you can store in Boolean is true or false. You can't store anything else. It's true and error, right? As you can see, it says the name blah 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 does not exist in the current context, or if you try to store a string, it throws an error that says cannot implicitly convert type string to Boolean. So the only thing you can store in a Boolean is true or false. No error, true. So I am now assigning true to older than 18. I'm assigning 29 to my age, and I am assigning Gabriel Emmanuel to my name. So that is just how an assignment operator works. And then I can now use this by printing it to the console. We've seen this before, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to comment this out. And then I'm going to put assignment operators in front of it. So I think another thing I would be doing is I'll be dropping my code so that you can also look at my code while you're learning, right? So that's another thing I can be doing. So I'm going to just wrap this around it. So at least show that, okay, that's a topic, and this is an example, right? Okay, let me just put a brief assignment and put a brief description, explanation. You are assigning the value on the right to the name on the left. All right, so that's assignment operator. Now we can now move on to arithmetic operators. So let me bring that down. Arithmetic operator, and I'm just going to put this around it to show that that's a topic. And okay, so arithmetic operator, just like mathematics, you can carry out arithmetic operations on numbers. You can carry out arithmetic operations on numbers, right? So let's see an example of this, right? Int first number equals 2, int second number equals 4. Now, int third number equals 8 plus, or let me just do 2 plus 4, right? Now, let's print to the console or right line. Oh, then there is something else I haven't mentioned, right? C# is case sensitive. Yeah, that's the word. C# is case sensitive. So what that means is this console or right line is not the same as this. It's the same word, right? But it's not the same as the previous one. What's the difference? The difference is in console, C is capital letter. In right line, W is small capital letter, and L is capital letter. Oh, we've used a lot of time. It's remaining 10 minutes. So let's use a couple of 9 minutes left. Then we'll continue. I'll start the meeting again, and you guys should just join. So W is capital letter, and L is capital letter. So if you even remove L and change it to small letter, it won't work. So that's what it means by case sensitive. So every command that you have to do should follow the convention. Where there's capital letter, use it as capital letter. Where there's small letter, use it as small letter. All right, so now let's print to the console first number, second number, and third number. Nope. So I'm going to now print everything. Second number, third number. Now, can you guess what's going to? I'm going to give everybody like 1 minute. Write in the chat box, what do you think will be printed in the console for line 29, line 30, and line 31? Let's see what you think will be printed in the console. We have 1 minute. What will be printed in the console for line 29? What will be printed in the console for line 30? And what will be printed in the console for line 31? Okay, so we have chats coming in, 2 persons already. We have 1 minute. Okay, so everybody is saying 246, 246, 246. Great, right? So that is, let's confirm without me saying the answer. Great. So the answer is 246. For line 29, you're going to print in first number, which is 2. Line 30, you're going to print in second number, which is 4. And line 31, you're going to print in 2 plus 4, which is 6, right? So what just happened here is this is an arithmetic operator, plus is an arithmetic operator. And when we checked in third number, it added 2 and 4 together, right? So I want to do something now. Int fourth number equals third number plus second number. Then I want to print to the console fourth number. So another couple of minutes or seconds, write in the chat box what you think will be printed in line 28. Or sorry, in line 33. In line 33, what will be printed? Good, good. So we have chats coming in, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and 1, 8 actually. So someone said 8, and then a couple of persons said 10. So let's confirm, and let's see why the answer would be 10, right? So the answer is 10 because third number was 6, and then second number was 4, right? So it picked up third number, which is 6, and it picked up second number, which is 4, and added both into fourth number, right? So you can see that it's now assigning whatever value is on the right into the name on the left, right? So it's not picking anyone, but it's assigning everything on the right. So if I continue to add plus 3 minus 4 times 10 plus first number, right? So what's going to happen here is it's going to pick everything on the right and then calculate it and assign it to what we have on the left. I'm going to comment this out. Okay, I need them actually. I need them because I'm using them, but I'm going to comment this out. So it's just going to print one number, right? So let's see. Great. So after calculating everything, our answer is minus 25. And as you can see, I've added more arithmetic operators to the mix. I've added minus, plus, multiply, and there's also division, right? So instead of this, I can decide to add the last one, which is division. Although that's not the last arithmetic operator. There's one more, which I'm going to explain when we come back. But this is the last one for the straightforward arithmetic operator. So we have plus, minus, multiply, and divide. So you can use any of these arithmetic operator to carry out any operation. And the code itself would calculate it to the barest minimum, right? To the, like, how do I put this now? So it's more like a calculator, right? So it's going to give you the exact calculation that you're using. And then you can also do what we call BODMAS and stuff, calculation. Right? Okay, so let me do something. So I'm going to comment all of this out, and let me do a complex calculation, right? So 3 times 4 divided by 7 multiplied by, so I'm going to wrap this in another bracket, multiplied by, so I'm going to bring out the multiplied here, multiplied by 10. Yeah, so let me leave it this way. So what's going to happen here is, okay, let me make another addition to 2 times 5. So what's going to happen here is, programming languages are sharp enough to know that, okay, you're going to use BODMAS in a situation like this, right? So it's going to start by calculating what is inside this bracket, right? It's going to calculate what is also inside this bracket. Then when it gets the answer, It's going to now do the next bracket, which is what's inside this bracket. And then we already have what's inside this bracket. And then in BODMAS, multiplies come before addition. It's going to multiply this by what we find here and then before adding it, right? So it's not going to make the mistake of starting from left to right. No, it's smart enough to know that, okay, when we have a calculation like this, then it's going to carry out BODMAS to solve it. So you're not going to get a wrong answer when you compare it with what you're doing in a calculator, right? So if anybody has like a scientific calculator around them here, you can now calculate this using a calculator, or when I give you the code, you can calculate it using a calculator to find out that you're going to get the exact same result as what this programming language is giving to you. I'm going to comment it out, and I'm going to end the meeting now, but I'm going to start it all over again. So just join with the same link so I will continue.